What is up, everybody? Reed Wallach from BetSide here, joined by the great Desmond Howard. I mean, the laundry list of accolades I have here. 1991 Heisman Trophy winner as a wide receiver and return man. His number 21's retired at the University of Michigan. Super Bowl MVP and top 5 pick for the Packers as well. So, Desmond, thank you for taking the time to join us. I know week one, this is the busiest you're possibly going to be.
Reed, first of all, thanks for having me. I really appreciate the introduction. Thanks for letting me come on. Hey, man, this week is insane. I mean, we got games from Thursday all the way to Monday, and we're talking about really good games. Looking forward to Penn State, Purdue Thursday night. You know, game day will be in Pittsburgh for West Virginia versus Pitt, the backyard brawl. And, you know, then after that, hell, you got Notre Dame, Ohio State, you got Oregon, Georgia, the list goes on and on. So we got some monster matchups week one, the first full week of college football. Very excited, but extremely busy, my man.
I know, and you touched on a few games I was going to ask you about, but I want to start with your Michigan Wolverines college football playoff. They break through last year, come up short in the semifinals, but they're back. Kate McNamara's back. JJ McCarthy's back. Guys open against Colorado State. How badly you're going to beat the Rams? I mean, new coach Jay Norvell in Michigan. Is this name your number? They're laying 30.5 points right now at home. Is this blowout city?
Well, I tell you what, if Jim Harbaugh hadn't lost both his coordinators, then I would say, yeah, blowout city. It's, you know, just pick a number. But, you know, it's going to be a different looking team. I mean, they lost the defensive coordinator, Mike McDonald, who had an outstanding year in just 1 year in Ann Arbor, just 1 year. A crazy year.
Yeah.
Did a fantastic job. But now he moved on to the NFL, went back to the Baltimore Ravens now, but became their defensive coordinator. So he's calling the defenses for the Baltimore Ravens. And then obviously Josh Gaddis, he got the bag with the Coral Gables. Now he's the University of Miami. So, you know, and I think that's not, to me, I don't think people give that the proper attention that is due, that it deserves. Because play callers, man, I mean, those guys, they're not easy to come by. And it's not an easy job. So with that being said, you know, it's going to be really interesting to see how the defense is going to look. Obviously, they lost, like, you know, really 3 first rounders. I mean, Ajabo popped his Achilles. So he didn't go in the first round, but he had first round talent. And then offensively, you lose Josh Gaddis. Who's going to call the offense? I believe they have a tremendous amount of talent, firepower on offense. But who's going to call the plays? From what Jim Harbaugh has said, it appears as though it's going to be offensive coordinator by committee. So I'm really curious to see how this experiment goes. So there's some question marks that needs to be answered once they play against Colorado State that I'm really curious to find out about.
Yeah, and you said offensive coordinator by committee. Looks like quarterback by committee again. I mean, Cade McNamara again, the week 1 start. JJ McCarthy's going to get week 2 against Hawaii. So that still needs to be sorted out. So great points. I mean, Michigan, still some questions, even though the talent is there for another college football playoff run potentially. And you hit on a few of the games also in week 1. I mean, as loaded of a slate you're going to see all season long. What's the one game or one storyline you are kind of most focused or most interested in heading into week 1?
Man, I tell you what, shoot, that's a tough question because we got some really, really good games. I mean, some great games. You know, we'll be at Notre Dame, Ohio State. It's easy to talk about that one simply because, you know, you got Marcus Freeman, who's the new head coach at Notre Dame. This will be his first full season as their head coach because obviously he coached the Fiesta Bowl, you know, against Oklahoma State. But now on the road, going to Columbus, you know, Marcus Freeman played for Ohio State, looking at his team and what they bring and going up against this Buckeyes team that obviously on offense, you know, look at Trevion Henderson, the running back, Jackson Smith and Jigba, the wide receiver who had a monster Rose Bowl game. And obviously CJ Stroud, who Vegas, as of right now, Vegas has penciled him in as the odds-on favorite to win the Heisman, even though last year's winner, Bryce Young, is back. So it really interesting.
All my questions, Desmond. You're taking all my questions.
No. Sorry about that. So there's a real interesting storylines in this Notre Dame Ohio State game.
Yeah, and so you're going to be there at game day. I want to ask you about the tailgating before the games. I know you partner with Townhouse and their game day dippers. Tell me a little bit about that partnership and what's going on before the game, before the interesting storylines come out on the field.
Yeah, well, nothing says college football like tailgating, and so the chance to merge my two passions, football, which I absolutely love college football, and then tailgating with probably the best snack out there. Now, I tell you what, man, Townhouse crackers, they came up with these game day dippers. Now, same Townhouse texture, classic, great flavor, but they're shaped like footballs, right? And so because they're shaped like footballs, this is the great way to spice up and elevate your tailgating game. I mean, it makes every tailgate feel like a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? So there are 3 dipping techniques that I have, and there are also four recipes that I have too. But I mean, I think this can elevate anybody's tailgating game. Now you got to go get them while supplies last. Just started this campaign in August, and the limited supply. So run out, get them right now. And then when you get your boxes, make sure you check the back. Specially marked boxes will give you a chance to enter into a competition to win the ultimate fan cave makeover. Now, we all got fan caves, right? If you want to give a makeover to your fan cave, make sure you check these specially marked boxes and you get a chance to win the ultimate fan cave makeover.
Definitely. Absolutely. I will be running out and getting those after this interview for sure. So we were talking about Ohio State and, number 2 choice to win the national championship, odds right behind Alabama, around plus 300. You're a Michigan guy. You guys got them last year, finally. You bet on Ohio State, or you can't bring yourself to do that?
Bet on them to win the championship?
Yeah.
I already picked Texas A&M. I didn't even pick Alabama. I didn't even pick Alabama or Georgia. I picked the Aggies to win it all.
So you think Ohio State, even with all the talent you noted, I mean, Shroud, Henderson, and Jigba, doesn't matter, not even making the playoff?
There's more than one phase of football. It's called defense, and they got a new defensive coordinator named Jim Knowles. Like, I already expressed my concerns with Michigan because of the coordinators, correct? Yeah. So I'm fair. I'm expressed the same concerns with Ohio State because the coordinator too, from the standpoint that they have a tremendous offense. And I've always said this on game day, Ryan Day is one of the top 5 play callers in all of college football. I strongly feel that way. I think he's a really, really good play caller. Jim Knowles comes over from Oklahoma State, brings a style of defense that I think is going to take a while for these guys to get used to. So we're going to see. I mean, it's going to be a completely different defense. So we're talking about different philosophy, different terminology, different expectations. And for him and the players to get on the same page, it may take a minute. It's not like he's just going to come in Columbus and wave his magic wand and the defense is going to be changed overnight. It's going to take a minute. So with that being said, it's easy to just pick Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, and who else? Maybe Clemson. It's easy to do that, right? But that's just so damn boring. I mean, can somebody have the testicular fortitude to think outside the box and pick somebody else for once? So when I do my research and do my homework and I start looking at Texas A&M and, they beat Alabama a year ago, Nick Saban said what he said. He said what he said for a reason. Mm-hmm. He criticized Jimbo Fisher in his recruiting classes for a reason. Because Jimbo Fisher has been stacking and stacking and stacking top recruiting classes for years. At some point, it should pay big dividends for him in the Aggies. So I think this may be the year. So we'll see, right?
Listen, someone's got to go out there and take a shot, and you're not so biased either. I mean, you gave some Michigan some questions also. So Ohio State, it's not like you're super Michigan biased there. But no, listen, we'll see. We'll learn a lot. Week 1, you'll be there in the horseshoe, Ohio State, Notre Dame. I think we'll learn a lot about that Buckeyes defense. But Desmond, thank you so much for the time. You want to take some more shots, you want to get some more betting advice, make sure you go like and subscribe to the BetSided YouTube page. Watch the early read hosted by yours truly for all your college football winners. And of course, after the show, run out and get some Townhouse dippers with my guy, Desmond. Desmond, thank you for the time.
All right, thank you. Have a good one, man. Keep up the great work.